I'm sure you've sat on a chair or on a bench and tried to improve your kick serve by doing various drills, and you're probably wondering why your kick serve is not getting any better. The problem with most kick serve exercises is that they don't accurately mimic the swing path on a kick serve. So whether you're sitting on a bench, whether you're kneeling down, or you have your racket like this and you're just swinging to the side, this is actually not what takes place on a kick serve. The swing path on a kick serve is actually very similar to a slice serve and a flat serve up to the point of contact. So what happens is, on a kick serve, the racket will drop, and now it doesn't come from one side to the other. It actually will drop and then come back this way, because the acceleration of the racket head will have the tip of the racket point back towards the fence, and then actually the racket will go towards the ball, and then because of the sideways position of the torso, the racket will then go towards the right. And high-level players are not aware of the actual swing path. The acceleration of the racket is way too fast for us to be conscious of what actually is taking place. So it makes sense to us that we drop the racket down and then simply go to the side like this. But what happens in reality with this type of kick serve is that yes, you will get kick on the serve, but the contact with the ball will be extremely thin, and it's almost impossible to get any power with this type of kick serve. In order to strike this kick serve powerfully, you must not do these exercises anymore, because they're not going to help you develop the correct swing path. What you must do instead is not think of how the racket is approaching the ball, and then most likely, if you have enough acceleration, once you drop the racket, it will whip back like this, and you will have a forward approach to the ball, and then the racket will go towards the side. And what separates the kick serve from the other serves is two fundamental pieces of the kick serve action. Number one, there's not going to be any torso rotation, so we're going to have to stay sideways. And now if we accelerate the racket properly, it will come out this way, and now because we're holding the sideways position of the torso, we are then going to have a contact with the tip of the racket slightly pointing towards the side, and then on most players the racket will intuitively go towards the right. It is highly unlikely that if you're staying sideways that the racket will try to go forward. This will feel very counterintuitive because your body is in the way. And naturally, most players, if they really can feel this sideways position of the torso at contact, on most players the racket will go towards the side by itself. In addition to staying sideways, you also must position your toss to at least 12 o'clock or even 11 o'clock for right-handed players. And if you do that, don't think of anything else. Do actually not concern yourself with the swing path, because you're going to start doing things that do not accurately mimic your actual swing path on a kick serve. So all you have to do is make sure your toss is correct, and then hold the sideways position of the torso, and you will be able to generate kick on your serve. And if you're having trouble with staying sideways on the kicker, I'm going to show you some exercises where you can practice staying sideways. The number one exercise is actually not using your body at all, putting yourself in a sideways position. In this case, you will have to throw the ball a little bit more behind. So you simply throw the ball behind and then spin the serve like this. Now, after you do that for a while, you can start going forward. So now you will push the ball into the court a little bit with your toss, and you will start leaning forward but maintain the sideways position the entire time. It looks something like this. Now this is going to feel a little bit awkward, but if you can maintain the sideways position, you're almost guaranteed to have kick. And then finally, once you've done this for a while, you try to do a kick serve where you're going forward, and at the very end of the motion where the racket is starting to come down, you can open up your body and split step and be ready for the next shot. So two main reasons why I do not want you to do these common kick serve exercises. Number one, they do not accurately mimic the kick serve swing path. And also, when you're doing these kick serve exercises, you are making an isolated movement of the arm. And that is not what takes place on an actual kick serve. It's a very complex shot that involves multiple actions of the body. So what happens usually is that if you try to learn the kick serve too early, you will find it absolutely impossible to do so. What you must do instead is learn all the fundamental elements of the serve in general, and then just stick to the flat serve. Once you have all the fundamental pieces down and you know how to hit flat serves, then all you have to do is make a couple of small adjustments. You have to adjust your toss, stay sideways, and you'll be able to kick the serve much easier.